Do you have regular meetings in your business to review what's going on and plan what's coming next and to streamline things? Or do you tend to think that meetings are a waste of time and just a good opportunity for everybody to have a right old moan? Now, I should add here that it might be just you in your business, in which case you're thinking, I definitely don't need to have any meetings. But actually, I would say you do. You should still have something specific in your diary that is a regular meeting with yourself that talks about cash flow, it talks about your pipeline, it talks about how things went last month, it talks about any issues that you're regularly seeing with clients, talks about the systems in your business and what needs to be tweaked and improved, and talks about plans for next month. So it's your own personalised mini board meeting. And even though there's only you will still find this would be really constructive in helping you take your business forwards. Of course, if there's more than you in the business, then that's when meetings really come into their own, because there's a Dutch business author called Vern Harnish who's written a really interesting book called The Rockefeller Habits. And in there, he talks about the fact that meetings are the rhythm of a business. Meetings are actually the heartbeat of a business, but most people get them wrong. So for meetings to be effective, they need to be structured, they need to be consistent, they need to be constantly done on time, rather than, oh yeah, that didn't happen because such and such was busy. If it's in the diary, it's non-negotiable. The meetings need to have an agenda and they need to have action points, and those action points need to be reviewed at the start of the next meeting so you have accountability. And this is where you create the rhythm. So you're creating an action plan for things to be done, accountability to check that it's happening, and you're then building momentum slowly but surely. One of my clients, who at the time I started working with them was around a £9 million a year business, one of the biggest single things that we did in their business was we implemented regular meetings. And they only had about 12 staff at this point, but they had no meetings at all because they could just chat across the office and they could just catch up whenever they need to. But there was lots of kind of underground moaning going on, and people didn't feel that problems got solved, and they would say, well, nothing ever happens, and we share the issues but nothing gets done. I've given some feedback but I never get a reply. So lots of kind of niggles right across the business. Whereas what we put in place there was a series of meetings. So each individual team would have a weekly meeting. Then you would have the team leaders that would have their own weekly meeting. And then you have the management team that has a weekly meeting. So you create this structure where you've got communication at every level in the business. And whenever there is a problem that keeps occurring, this gets flagged. You start to look for improvements and you start to streamline things, and you start to talk more about goals, and you start to talk more about plans and objectives, and you naturally talk more about numbers and figures and where performance is at in the business. But these have to be structured with an agenda and with action points. So for me, the more meetings you actually have in the business within reason, the more consistent your business will be and the more streamlined you will find things. You'll also find that communication right across the business improves massively, and that in itself is really, really good for staff morale. When people feel heard and when they feel as though an issue they raise gets solved and they get feedback on it, that makes a massive difference to actually everybody feeling happy and feeling valued in their work. So meetings should be regular, they should be consistent, they don't need to be long, they should not be waffly, they should not be a waste of everybody's time, they should be focused and consistent and regular. But my promise to you is that if you implement regular meetings in your business, you will find so many things right across the business will massively improve. And a lot of the day-to-day stuff, the treacle that constantly weighs you down and holds you back, will gradually melt away, because you'll start to actually solve problems instead of just looking at them, talking about them, or trying to sweep them under the carpet. So if you have a team in place in your business and the communication isn't that brilliant, this is one of the best things that you can do to improve that. If you would like my help to come and implement some of those meetings and show you the structure and even support some of your team through getting those things in place, That's something I absolutely love to do. So give me a shout. But there's nothing to stop you just cracking on and implementing some more meetings, even if it's just you in your business. A once a week, weekly meeting with yourself to talk about plans, reviews, streamlining, new stuff will go a long way. Thank you, folks. I'll see you soon.